What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here with another video today. Today, we're bringing you guys our 2024 Arizona State preview prediction video. But before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe, comment those thoughts and opinions down below. Help me reach that goal of 1,400 subscribers by the end of July. Check out the description for links to our shop podcast website, Patreon page, and our college football roundup channel that we do with the football expert. But let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So today we're on Arizona State of this college football preview prediction series. We're going new team every day all the way up until August 21st. That is 10 days before the start of the college football season. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of them. But yeah, so today we are on Arizona State. Last year went 3-9 overall, 2-7 in the Pac-12. It was, Kenny Dillingham, their head coach. It was his first season as a head coach in the FBS. And so, when you look at Arizona State, their team, they don't have a whole lot of talent on offense or defense in particular. They're a team that's definitely in a long-term rebuild, and not on top of all that, they're kind of faced with some legal stuff. They have reduced scholarships due to all the Herm Edwards stuff. So Arizona State's in a bit of a mess for a football program, but they are in the Big 12. They did make the switch over there, so that'll help recruiting a little bit. And Kenny Dillingham's been doing a really good job at recruiting. He's a great recruiter. He's doing better and better in state, and he's even getting his foot uh, planted in and really getting some guys out of Texas as well, which is a very good spot that you want to go target. And being in the Big 12 is going to help that for sure. And you look at who they got. They've got some solid pieces here and there, but overall, I mean, they lose the quarterback Jaden Rashada, who was huge for them last year, and played pretty solid the whole season. For them, you lose him. You also lose two of your top targets, um, and so you're not in a good spot here offensively. You look at this Arizona State team, you got Sam Leavitt, the true freshman, coming in at quarterback for the Sun Devils. So that's definitely a downgrade right there. But you do have Cam Skativa at running back, who's been a very solid player for you his whole career. And also at UCLA, I believe he was before Arizona State. Very good running back for you last year. You bring him back, so you have him. He can do it all offensively. He's going to be your go-to piece on the offensive side of the football. Um, and so and excuse me, Sam Leavitt isn't a true freshman. He's a redshirt freshman coming in from Michigan State. But you look at Arizona State, just not a whole lot on this roster. Um, Not a lot at all, and a pretty difficult schedule as well. So let's go ahead and jump into that schedule, and I'll let you guys know what I have them going this year. Week 1, start out, they get Wyoming. I have this set as a win. I do think that they will beat Wyoming. I just think they're a little bit better of a football team than the Cowboys are, and it's a home game for them. So that'll be a good way to start your season with a win there. Week 2, have them losing to Mississippi State. I just think the Bulldogs they just have more talent. They're a better team. That's just the simple facts of it. And when you're in a spot like Arizona State is, it's going to be tough to beat Power Four teams, especially from the SEC. I think that Arizona State's kind of on that level of like Vanderbilt. They're going to struggle. They'll win 3 to 5 games each year, and that's about all they're going to get. So similar to like a Northwestern most years, although Northwestern has been really good some years, especially 2020. But you get the point. Don't think Arizona State has what it takes to beat Mississippi State. It's a loss there. Then in week 3, you go on the road to Texas State. I have this game as a win. I just think that you are a little bit better than Texas State, although this is one I could see the Bobcats coming out on top here. I don't think any game is a guaranteed win for Arizona State. I could potentially see Wyoming winning that one in the first week. I don't think they will. Same thing here in week 3. I could see Texas State winning this game, but I don't think they will. I think Arizona State is good enough to win this football game. Then they go on the road to Texas Tech. This is a loss. The Red Raiders they just have more. And that's what most of these losses are going to come down to. The Red Raiders just have more talent than Arizona State does, and that is going to be the difference in the football game. Not to mention you got to go on the road here. That's also going to be difficult. So a loss there for Arizona State at Texas Tech. Then you get a bye week before you play Kansas at home. This is a game. Good luck. You're gonna get crushed, I would imagine. If Jalen Daniels is healthy, good luck. Kansas has you beat everywhere, offensively, defensively, special teams, specifically head coaching. Kansas is just better all the way around, and Kansas is going to win this game by 20 plus points, I would imagine. Um, I just don't see a way in which Arizona State is able to win this game. I just don't think it's going to happen. Then you get Utah at home. Again, this is just like the Kansas game. Utah is just better than you all over the board, and I think Utah is going to roll in this one as well. I think they win by 20 plus. Also, so another loss there for Arizona State. But then you go on the road to Cincinnati. I have this game as a win. I think Arizona State is better than Cincinnati is. I think Cincinnati may end up being the worst team in the Big 12 this season. Um, just not a huge fan of what Cincinnati's got going on over there. It's gonna be between Cincinnati and Houston on who's the worst. Maybe BYU can get in that mix, but BYU Arizona State I kind of have in a level just slightly above Houston and Cincinnati, but I don't think I don't think any of them are going to be good at all. But I do have Arizona State winning this game at Cincinnati. I think that they're able to pull that one off, kind of like they did at UCLA last year. 17-7 is kind of the score. I'm thinking they're something around in that range. Not a huge win for them by margin, but a win nonetheless. Then you go on the road to Oklahoma State. I have this game as a loss. Well, you get a bye week then on the road to Oklahoma State. I have this game as a loss. I just think Oklahoma State is too good for you. Ollie Gordon, if now there is some stuff going on with him with a DUI and stuff, but if that gets worked out, he ends up playing. He's going to run for 300 yards on you, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. That's just the fact of it. Oklahoma State is going to roll them. They're just going to roll them. Although last year it was a little bit closer. It was only a 12-point win for the Cowboys. They won 27-15, but that was before Oklahoma State really turned it up last year. Remember, Oklahoma State lost to, I believe it was South Alabama at home. And might have even got shut out in that game. I can't remember. Let me flip to them real quick. Let's see. Yeah, South Alabama lost 33-7 at home, and then lost the next week to Iowa State. And then they really turned it on the rest of the season, other than that UCF game. So that's kind of, that's kind of what I see this team doing here. You can't say, well, they look at last year because that was before the Cowboys really got rolling. This year, I think they're going to stomp them. It's going to be worse than it was last year. They're gonna crush them, and it all comes down to better head coaching and just better talent at the end of the day is what's hurting Arizona State. Now, I think Kenny Dillingham can be the right coach, and he's got a good vision. It's just going to take a lot of time, just because of how far back Arizona State is, especially in this new world of college football. They're so far, but you look at Rashada last year. You have a good quarterback. You don't have a whole lot around him. Well, he says, you know what? I'm just going to pick my bags up and go, transfer to Georgia, and it's hard for these smaller teams to keep these good players with the transfer portal, but it also helps them bring in a lot more talent and depth when you look at guys who at the bigger programs get somebody else gets recruited, they get beat out. Well, now they got to transfer, they're coming to you. So it goes both ways, for sure. But then next up, you get UCF at home. This is a loss. UCF, a pretty solid team in the Big 12. Now, I do worry a little bit about the Knights having to travel all the way across the country, but I think at the end of the day, just like all these other games have been, UCF is just the more talented team and they will win. Good luck in the next game as you go on the road to Kansas State. You're gonna get crushed. You're gonna get crushed. End of the story on that one. Kansas State is just gonna roll Arizona State. Just way too much for them. Then you get BYU at home. This is a game that is going to be a very close game, I would imagine, but I do have Arizona State coming out on top. I think that they are just slightly better than BYU, especially when you factor in it is a home game for the Sun Devils, and it looks like it says it's homecoming on there. So you got homecoming, you got BYU, a team that you can beat. I think that Arizona State's going to be able to knock them off and come away with the win in this game. Um, and that'll move them. That'll give them. Let's see, the fourth win of the season. Then you go on the road to Arizona. You're losing that one. You're getting rolled. They beat you last year at home, 59-23. Now you got to go on the road. It may be worse than that this year. Arizona, very good football team, and they are going to curb stomp Arizona State. But hey, not too bad of a season when you consider what you're working with for the Sun Devils. I have them improving by one game. I have them at 4-8. So just keep moving in the right direction. I think Dillingham can make a pretty decent program out of Arizona State. You just got to give him the time and understand what he's got to work with, which isn't very much at the moment, especially when you consider the stuff that was left to him by the past coaches. But I think it could be a step in the right direction. You just can't fire him after 4 years and move on to somebody else, like teams like to do now. Just give him time. Give him time. But that wraps up today's video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below. Appreciate everybody watching. We will see you guys tomorrow with another college football team prediction.